All right, welcome back to day 2 of 1.6. Today we're going to use absolute values, and then we're also going to use them along with inequalities here. So a quick review from yesterday. If the absolute value of x equals 5, then we know that x could either be 5 or it could be negative 5, right? And so when we graph that, it's super easy because we just have dots here because it's equal to. Okay, well now today we're going to work with inequalities. And kind of the same concept. X could be less than 5, right? But then x, just like up here, we had the negative 5. Now, we negated this, so we're going to flip our sign around. Okay, so x could be less than 5, or x could be greater than negative 5. Okay, so when we go to graph these, I'll do one of them in blue. So we have the positive 5, now it's an open dot, right? And then it's everything less than. Okay. It could also be x is greater than negative 5, so we have an open dot at negative 5, and we're going everything greater than. So as you can see, we have an and situation here, right? And so it could be anything in here would satisfy the equation. Okay, if we get anything outside of these bounds, then all of a sudden it's not less than. So if we plugged in negative 7, the absolute value of negative 7 is 7, and 7 is not less than 5. And so we can have any answer in between here. Okay, so we'll do absolute value of x is greater than 5. So we're going to do our two scenarios. Okay, so we rewrite it just as is. X is greater than 5. Okay, but then we also negate our answer, and that means we need to switch our sign around. Okay, so when we go to graph this, we'll do the 5 one first. We have an open dot, and it's anything greater than 5, so that way. Or we have the other scenario where we have open dot at negative 5, and it's anything less than that. So interesting, two different scenarios here, and you'll come to see this. When we have a less than, I'll circle it. When we have a less than, it's going to be an and situation. When we have a greater than, it's going to be an or situation. So just something to be aware of as we go through this. All right, so what's the solution of 2x minus 1 in absolute values is less than 5? Well, we do our two scenarios, right? So 2x minus 1 is less than 5. And then we also have to do the other scenario. We're going to flip our sign. That's important. Make sure you flip your sign. And then we're going to negate our answer. Okay, and so then we go to solve. I'm going to solve the red one first just because I'm in red. So we add 1. We get 2x is greater than negative 4. And so when we divide by 2, x is greater than negative 2. Okay, then over here we add 1. And we get 2x is less than 6, so when we divide, x is less than 3. Okay, now we go to, we'll call this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so when we go to graph, we put an open dot on 3, and it's everything less than that, right? Okay. And then with the red one, we put an open dot at negative 2, and everything is greater than that. And so you see we have an and situation. And so here we go. And we could have known that going in because the original sign is less than, and so that makes us say it's going to be an and situation. All right, this one's very similar. I'm going to skip it, but make sure that you kind of know what you're doing. Make sure you go through that problem and ask me if you have any questions. All right, so moving on here. Now we have a greater than or equal to symbol, and so right off the bat we're thinking greater than. We're thinking probably an or situation. Okay. So we'll see if it holds true here. So first one, 2x plus 4 is greater than or equal to 6. Okay, the other scenario, 2x plus 4, we got to switch our sign around, is less than or equal to negative 6. Okay, we solve I'll start off over here. We get 2x is less than or equal to negative 10. We divide by 2, we get x is less than or equal to negative 5. Okay, the other one, we subtract 4, and we get 2x is greater than 2, or equal to 2. And then we divide by 2, we get x is greater than or equal to 1. All right, when we go to graph this, I'll put my 0 over here, since we're going all the way down to negative 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'll go a couple more just for fun. So this is negative 5 right here. And then 1, 2, 3, we'll call that good. Okay, so with the blue one, close dot at 1, right? And then it's everything greater than or equal to. With the red one, we put a close dot at negative 5, and then it's everything less than or equal to. And so as you can tell, we have an OR situation here, just like we had predicted right off the bat. All right, now this one we have kind of some junk on the absolute value, right? So we need to get that off, just like we did yesterday. So we're going to multiply by 2, and that'll cancel out the fraction, and we're left with the absolute value of 2x plus 6 greater than or equal to 10. Now, the greater than or equal to, that's telling me it's going to be an OR situation, right? And so think of it like greater than, I don't know if that helps, but it helps me, greater than, and then so probably going to go out is going to be our action. Now we play our two different scenarios here. 2x plus 6 is greater than or equal to 10, and then the other one, 2x plus 6, we flip our sign around, less than or equal to 10, negative 10, I'm sorry. Okay, then the blue one here, we're going to subtract 6 from both sides. We get 2x is less than or equal to negative 16. We get x is less than or equal to negative 8. Okay, over on the red one, we subtract 6. We get 2x is greater than or equal to 4. And so we know that x is greater than or equal to 2. And we go to make our graph. I'll start in the middle with 0, and we'll go out by 2's. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, now the red one, we're going to put in a closed dot at 2, and we're going to go greater than. The blue one, we're going to put a closed dot at negative 8, and we're going to go less than or equal to. And so, as predicted, we have an OR situation. Okay, that's all the problems we're going to do today. All of them can be modeled based off of these ones. Just remember important things. Flip your sign around to negate when you go to negate that other scenario. Think of it in terms of less than and then greater than. When you have greater than, just like this chart says, when it's equal, they're just dots. When it's less than, okay, then you're thinking an AND situation. And when it's greater than, think of it as greater than, and it'll go outwards. All right, that's here's your homework. That's 1.6 day 2.